Before we begin, happy birthday, Danny! Happy to have you on the channel. You went on a nice little shopping spree to go and get some Dying Light 2 merch. But I know why you're here. You saw the title. Let's go ahead and talk about just that. Now, since the gameplay was released, many people have had issues with two massive things: the HUD and also the health bars. And I completely understand the criticisms on both sides here. To go ahead and clarify, I think Techland made this decision because Dying Light 2 is more like an RPG than Dying Light 1. You have the outfits, the crafting, the weapon mods, the choice and consequence system. There's so much more to this game. It is way more complex than Dying Light 1. And in your traditional RPG games, having health bars is a very common practice. First off, with the HUD, I will say that it's kind of a mess in some areas. It's not polished, and sometimes you have the options and quests overlapping on each other. I think one of the most annoying things in the HUD is that this quest icon right here, it stays there for a majority of your gameplay. Me personally, I don't have issues with the HUD. I don't mind the health bar in the top left and then the 4 icons in the bottom left. Some people are the exact opposite. Some people like certain parts of the HUD. They're not fully on board with certain aspects of it, and I get it. I think Techland found themselves being stuck with this one and not knowing how to please the fan base. However, there are 2 ways to go about this. I think it would be really beneficial to have the HUD disappear as you start doing parkour. So every time that your weapon is away and you're not engaging in combat, I think it should go away. I think having the HUD constantly paying attention to your player choice and decisions, what you're doing with parkour and your combat, and have that adapt and adjust accordingly would fit the overall scope of what the game's going for. Second, have a customizable HUD. I completely support this decision. People that don't like the HUD can go in and customize it and cater it towards what they want. The biggest reason as to why I'm supporting this is that it is an accessibility option. Having a customizable HUD will appease all gamers. It will benefit each and every single person that wants to play this game. I did an interview with Timon that will be released on Saturday, and in that interview, I asked him if they had any accessibility options. And while he did confirm that accessibility options will be announced soon, he did not go in depth into what was available. So in order to have an extra level of accessibility and to also appease the fans that don't like this new HUD, make it customizable. With the health bars, personally, I don't have a problem with it, but it does raise some questions about the future content of the game. Like, will I ever run into zombies that are higher levels than me, or are they going to be the same as I progress through the story? If it's the same, I honestly don't see a reason for the health bars. For human enemies and bosses, that makes sense. Keep that in, don't change that. But I'm also in agreement that it should be a toggleable option. I know many people had a concern that by making it a toggleable option, some players will have a benefit over others. So, in order to combat that, here's my idea. Make enemy health bars and their levels something that is seen in survival sense. By doing this, every enemy that you look at that don't have this health bar raising above their head, which I do agree, it kind of does look goofy at times, and it also keeps the mechanic in the game. Techland obviously wanted this in the game, most likely because, like I said in the beginning, they are going for that more RPG route this time around. By throwing it into survival sense, it will still serve a purpose as you play through the game. But yeah, in short, I'm on your side. I'm always in favor of toggleable options. Those really do help with accessibility, which is something that I studied and worked for about 3 years, so I'm very passionate about it. Hopefully Techland does see this video. I do like that a lot of community members are coming together in order to voice their opinions. Oh, and by the way, I made a 26-minute video on my experience with Dying Light 2. It was an honest review, a full breakdown, and detailed thoughts and opinions that you can find right here.